I would say the number one thing is obviously my faith in Christ, but also just daily rhythms, Q. I think a lot of people have these huge goals, and I'll be really honest with you. I just taught something. I do something called rhythms, and I help people set their daily rhythms for the weekly, monthly, yearly goals. And one of the things I just shared was, man, at 50 years old, I look back and I asked that question, man, why has God blessed me so much? And a lot of it's just those non-negotiable pillars that you put in your iCal that are just, whether you feel like it or not, you're just going to do it. And so whether it's business, you make a certain amount of calls. You're going to be faithful to find the right deal and not just do any deal.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I am your host, Q Edmonds. And if you've been following me as a podcaster, you know what I'm going to say. I'm excited to be here. And I always, what excites me the most, and I say it all the time, is the guests. The quality of guests that we bring on is just really great. And this is no different. I'm excited for you guys to meet this gentleman so he can tell you about what he does in real estate. He's on the verge of doing just some great things. And I'm just excited for you to peek through his lens, for you to see things through his experience. And so I would love to introduce y'all to Mr. Todd Doxzon. Mr. Todd, how you doing today, sir?
Living the dream, man. Thanks for having me, Q. Appreciate it.
No, absolutely, man. Thank you for taking some time being here. Thank you for blessing us with your presence. And just like I told the audience just now, I'm excited, man, for you just to take us into your world, for you to see things through your lens. I don't care how many people we interview. Everybody always had a unique story, a unique perspective on the way they do things. And so I'm excited. And I just want you, if you don't mind, take us into your world. Tell us what you're mainly focused on these days. Tell us a little bit maybe of how you got started. Tell us what market you operate in. So just take us into your world, Mr. Todd, if you don't mind.
No, I appreciate it, man. The Cliff Notes, man, I'm 50 years old, been married for 25 years, had twin boys. They're 23, both married, about to be a grandpa next week. Left Fort Lauderdale, Florida in 2008 to start a church here in Omaha, Nebraska. It's been a wild ride. I got a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad in 2016 and read that and got challenged to get in the game and bought I sold my wife's Denali and took that money and put down on our first rental property and been buying rental properties ever since here in the Omaha, Nebraska area. We also got a medium term in Ankeny, Iowa, and then a short-term rental in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. It's actually in Bucerias, right on the beach. It's a new condo, 3-3, and it's just been it's been a fun ride. Been learning a lot, trying to serve people. Also got my real estate license this year. And also work as an ESPN college football analyst. So a lot of things cooking, Q, and I'm loving life, man.
So pretty much your life's pretty boring, right? Nothing's really going on in your world. No, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing. Man, I'm excited about what you're doing, these rental properties, excited about you getting your real estate license.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Definitely always excited when I hear about 25 years of marriage. Come on now. I mean, that in itself is phenomenal. And I know, I'm sure you're a researcher, you probably know the stats, right? And so to be able to bank on 25 years, sound like happy years, boys, about, doing great, about to be a granddad. I mean, you have everything going well in your personal life. It sounds like things are going well in your business life. And so I want you to give us maybe a little secret to the sauce, because I know it's not always easy in this climate. So what's been the key for that machine to run smoothly for you, Todd?
I would say the #1 thing is obviously my faith in Christ, but also just daily rhythms, Q. I think a lot of people have these huge goals, and I'll be really honest with you. I just taught something. I do something called rhythms, and I help people set their daily rhythms for the weekly, monthly, yearly goals. And one of the things I just shared was, man, at 50 years old, I look back and I asked that question, man, why has God blessed me so much? And a lot of it's just those non-negotiable pillars that you put in your iCal that are just, whether you feel like it or not, you're just going to do it. And so whether it's business, you make a certain amount of calls, you're going to be faithful to find the right deal and not just do any deal. It's these little disciplines. And I think the other thing too, man, is looking at people around me. And I've been super blessed with so many amazing people. When I first got started, there were 3 men that I met with who were investors, and they sat me down. One gave me a lease that, I could use. One guy, he had this 2 townhouses that were connected. He said, I'll sell it to you, 0 money down, and got me, an early start after we bought that first one. So I think, the grace of God, the daily rhythms, and the people around me, I think would be the 3 main things that have really, just really skyrocketed our business. It's been a blessing.
Yeah, man, listen, so talking to somebody like you, I can say this. I feel like I got the freedom to say this to you. Of course, we know healing happens in community, right? So you talked about being surrounded, right? So think about the 3 pillars, 3 people in your life that helped you out. But then you brought up the word discipline. And so listen, y'all, forgive me, but I'm talking to Pastor Todd here. So I'm going to quote a scripture that I think is so fitting here. It's a scripture that says, no discipline feels good at the time, but once it's finished, it produces a life of righteousness and peace. And so when you put discipline, you start building a rhythm. When you put disciplines in place that you follow and let that discipline teaches you, it produces peace. It produces a system that you can thrive in. So hearing you talk about discipline, I think that's so important for the listeners to know that one of the systems you use is discipline. And so I really, really appreciate you saying that. I really, really do. Yeah. And so,
I mean, you're quoting Hebrews 12, 5-12. And that whole concept is kind of God as that father. What father isn't going to discipline their kid, in the minute? You don't like it when Pops whips out the belt, but you know what? It's a grace. It's helping you stay disciplined for life. And this many years later, to see the fruit, it happens because of those little disciplines for sure.
Absolutely, sir. So thank you. So listen, one of the systems that you got to put in place is discipline. Discipline keeps you from being emotional, right? It keeps you disciplined. That's what it's for. And so, I again appreciate you saying that. And so listen, a lot of times we talk about the success and the finished product, but sometimes we don't talk about the journey on how we got to the success. And so, Mr. Todd, I would love if you could take the time and talk about maybe a time when things got real, maybe when a deal went sideways or a time when you had to pivot fast. You mind sharing a story like that so people will know that, yes, the success is coming, but there's a process to get into it?
Well, I'll give you a perfect example right now. I literally just found an off-market deal.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Went through the contract. I've been working with my mortgage guy. I think I told you, I'm hitting that kind of that threshold of 10. And so now, I'm working through that. And the guy that I went into contract with had second thoughts, and he's a friend of mine. And so he said, "Hey man, I'm really having second thoughts here." So I went through this whole entire process, worked back and forth, got in all your, documents you needed. And it was a great deal. Had a guy that come to look at to do the paint and do some of the flooring, had it all figured out. And then, just one of my buddies is like, "You know what? I'm having second thoughts." Well, that's an example of, hey, all right, be flexible, open-handed. All right, there'll be another deal. And I think part of it too, Q, is you never want to burn bridges. You always want to err on the side of grace. And yeah, you're diligent, you're consistent, you do the right thing. And I think when you do that consistently over time, you'll be blessed. But yeah, it's not always easy, and not every deal is going to go perfectly. And so I just always had this open hand kind of concept, is like, hey, I'm going to control what I can. I'm going to have great effort, great attitude every day, but I'm going to have an open hand and in trust for God to direct every step. And some of those deals that it's frustrating because you work so hard, and then, okay, but maybe he's got a better plan. So I just think, it's part of the process.
No, I love it. I appreciate it. I think what you just described is how people can stay in it for the long term, right? Is when they understand that adversity is going to come. Like you said, the open-handed approach, like don't squeeze too hard, but keep it nice and steady, because sometimes things going to come, sometimes things going to go. But how you continue the long-term success is that I stay in my discipline. I stay
That's right.
moving forward, but I understand that there will be times where I got to be flexible, where things are not going to go the way that I thought they was going to go. And we're finding it out
That's
in
right.
this market now, like, things are shifting. Some shifting for the better, some shifting for the good. And so, again, man, I love your perspective on it, Mr. Todd. Let me ask you this, sir. What are you most focused on scaling or solving next? Like, what's the next real goal for you?
It's a good question. So I mentioned we have a short-term rental in Puerto Vallarta. And so I'm actually looking in the Yucatán right now. And so I'm working on a deal in the Yucatán, a very similar project, a brand new pre-construction deal. It's a condo. And it's about an hour or two away from Cancun, right on the beach. It's a great little unit. So I'm working on that deal right now. And I think, as we talked about, when we first started out, we're buying these these long-term rentals, townhouses and villas with an HOA. These are great places. They're cheap. The money was cheap back then. And so we've had to pivot now because the cash flow isn't working as well. We tried medium term. It's okay. The short term, really, we tried that. It worked out. So I think that's kind of the next stage for us, is finding these pre-construction deals where not only do the numbers work, but also the appreciation opportunity is huge. I mean, you're going to make, typically, if it goes right, a couple $100,000 in the first 3-4 years. So that's kind of what we're zoning in on right now, and still try to bat a couple singles here in Omaha along the way. But I would say the short-term rentals is the next stage for us.
Got it. I love it. That's big. Especially where you're moving to Yucatan. I mean, listen, y'all doing some big things. Looking about pre-construction deals. I mean, yes, you guys are moving on. Like, you have found a sweet spot, but you're not getting stagnant at the same time. Not moving outside
Exactly.
your discipline, but like, how can we go further? Because we got peace here, we're settled here, but now what's the next step? And so I love it. I love the growth opportunity. I love everything that I'm hearing. I love the fact that you are a server. I love the fact that you keep bringing up relationships. You might not have said the word relationships, but you keep bringing up.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Talking about the 3 people in your life that sat you down, talking about your sons and what you've done with them, talking about, just finding these construction deals. So I know relationships are important to you. So I want to talk about relationships just a little bit. So when it comes to like building relationships and growing your network, what's made the biggest difference for you?
Well, let's go back to it. When I first started, I had 3 gentlemen that were gracious enough to meet with me and to help, and surround me as I started. And so I want to give that away as well. And so whether it's from the realtor perspective or the investor perspective, that's my heart, is I genuinely want to serve people. I want to honor the Lord, the experience he's given me by his grace. And then I want to give it away. The way I look at it, I'm standing on the shoulders of guys that have gone before me, guys and gals that have gone before me. And it's the grace of God. So now I want to bring that, the wisdom, education, experience, I want to give it away to others as well. As I mentioned, one of my boys, I told both my twin boys, they're 23, buy your first home, renovate it, turn it into a rental, go buy your next one. And, and it's the beauty of it. You give it away and then you tell them to go give it away as well. Now you got this snowball effect of serving others and allowing others to thrive in life. And so I think that's part of it. And what happens is when you have the right motive to genuinely honor God and serve people, I just think, man, he blesses that. And what comes around goes around, man. That's very true. You reap what you sow. And so
That's
I
right.
think if you keep your heart humble and you keep your motive pure, I think business just comes to you and it continues to flow. And this is business 101. You serve your client well, your client's going to be your biggest advocate. And they're going to go tell their friends, man, you wouldn't believe how they went above and beyond to get this deal done, or how they, found an off-market deal that they blessed me with. Your client becomes the number one fan and the cheerleader for you. And that's how that business continues to replicate.
Yeah, no, absolutely. When you do well by somebody, they will automatically praise you. Like your name will be in their mouth when you do well by people that you serve. And so that's why they always say, one of the best marketing is that word of mouth, right? That's one of the best ways to share
right.
business, because, they have that touch point. You have literally touched them in their experience and they know, like, hey, this is how they made me feel. They say people may not remember everything you said, but they remember how you made them feel. And so when you have that servant's heart, I think that's, like you said, that's the precipice to everything, really. And so
Yeah.
it's when I talk to someone like you, when I say someone like you, I normally mean somebody just like with that, just the perspective that you have, not like a growth mindset, not a fixed mindset. But when I talk to somebody like you that's used to encouraging people, I think this will land very well, because I like to take an opportunity sometimes for our listeners to encourage our viewers, right? To inspire them, to even maybe educate them. And so is there anything on your heart? Of course, we're talking about business wise, but just in life, right? Because life and business is they intertwine so very well. But if there's any encouragement that you can give to entrepreneurs, real estate people that's at different spaces in their journey, I want to open up the floor for you to kind of encourage them a little bit.
Appreciate that. I don't mean to be preaching here, but I'll just go back to Genesis. I mean, God created man to multiply. He literally put him in a garden and he said, be fruitful and multiply. And so to me, it's pre-programmed in us. Why do we want to succeed in business? Why do we want to succeed in family and life? It's because it's innate in us. It's pre-programmed in us to be fruitful and multiply. And the only caveat I would say is don't let that define you, right? We want to build businesses. We want to build families. We want to bless others because it's in us. But man, we're not what we do. It's who God says we are. And I think we got to really get that figured out, because if not, we'll just continue to try to get the next deal, next deal, next deal. It's not going to fulfill. So there's that interesting tension you manage. But I say this, man, it's like, even when you retire, you still going to be doing something, because if not, you're going to get depressed, man. It's like, no, be fruitful, be a blessing to someone, multiply something, have something being built. And I think that's when we're in line with how we're created. So anyway, that's just something that came to mind real quick. But, serve people, man, just love people well, love unconditionally. And, God will work it out.
Man, I love it. What a powerful message. One of my mentors said that we're human beings, but not human doings, right? So when you're talking about holding that tension between being and not doing, but also another pastor that I heard say this: when you know who you are, you know what to do. So when you know whose you are and you know who you are, you also know what to do. And so it's
Good.
like you said, balancing that tension, right? We are human beings, but we are created to create. But you got to know who you are before you even try to tackle what you're supposed to create. And so it's like you said, holding that interesting tension, and I love it. And I think most of us listening, you probably live in that tension, between, building something, but being true to how you feel like you're supposed to build it. And so with that being said, I am so excited about what you're building, so excited about the example that you are in your community, for your family. And I just thank you for coming on and just really blessing us with the nuggets today. I really appreciate it, Mr. Todd.
It's an honor, man. Yeah, I love what you guys are doing at Master Fuel. Keeping up the great work, man. Just you as a brother, dude. It's like a brother from another mother right away, dude. We're locked in.
Exactly.
Super cool.
Yep. I mean, just almost immediately. So, listen, before we wrap, if someone wanted to reach out to you, connect with you, maybe collaborate, learn more about what you're doing, how can they get in contact with you, Mr. Todd?
Yeah, the two best ways. Lovechurch.org is the church we lead as far as the church perspective. From business perspective, I'm on LinkedIn, Todd Doxzon on LinkedIn, where it's more of that real estate, ESPN, but also some of the church stuff. But yeah, both those ways, and be happy to serve anybody for sure.
I love it. Well, there he is, Mr. Todd, Pastor Todd. Y'all heard him, my brother. There he is. Listen, I appreciate you so much, man, for coming through. I can go on just really just giving you with so many, platitudes, and just because I really love what you're doing. I love what you stand for. But thank you so much for coming through, and again, blessing our audience with your wisdom. I appreciate you, sir.
Absolutely. God bless, bro.
Absolutely. Well, listen, everyone, you got it. You've heard the gems. You got the value. Just go ahead and hit the subscribe button. That way, when alarm go off, when we go live, or when our show goes up, let me just say it like that, you can come on in and get the knowledge. So thank you, Mr. Todd. And listen, to everyone else, we will see you on the next time.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.